Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I wanted to do a quick look at the RNC Convention, not in any great detail. I have been turning off from it. I don't want to see any of the speeches. All I do is look at the headlines, and of course, who could miss? Cruella de Vil, you take your pick. Kimberly Guilfoyle's speech, absolutely horrifying. The memes that have resulted from that, oh my goodness me. How, and Don Jr., what on earth was going on there? He looked like, as commentators have said, he looked like he had a big whiff of some kind of stimulant before he went on to speak. Those two were an absolute horror show. Okay, at the same time, we have, I think ratings are down about 28%. People are just not, 28% of people who tuned in 2016 aren't tuning in to the RNC Convention. That speaks volumes, I think. Trump himself, there's no Republican policy platform. It's just Trump. It's the Trump show. It's the Trump reality show. And there's this carnage, this cultural war type stuff. Everyone dressed in red and bringing forward these really, I have to say, embarrassing type images. Kimberly Guilfoyle, I mean, dear oh dear, Don Jr. Who have we got to hear from? Eric Trump, who's in trouble in New York. He's, according to Glenn Kirshner, pled the fifth. Letitia James is coming after the Trump organisation. Make no mistake about that. At the same time, Vance in Manhattan District Attorneys has will get Trump's tax returns. It's not a case of if. It's a case of he will get them. So huge trouble for the Trump children looming on the horizon and Donald Trump. Now, a thought occurred to me, and when the Republican Party just ceded over their power, their policy platform to Trump, there's been news, of course, dropped this week that he's profited about 2.3 million or something like that from RNC campaign monies. It's like the new business for Trump is politics. You've got defections from Republicans happening left, right, and centre. And the latest one is a former RNC chair, Michael Steele. So, huge things are happening. I do feel that the Republican Party will be like a QAnon party, a very small cult-like QAnon conspiracy type party, and that there will be a new Conservative Party spring out from the ruins of the Republican Party, but that's in time. Let's have a quick look at before I go any further. I just want to mention very quickly. Okay, so I have a viewer that has asked me to pass on a message, and so I will do that. There is a meditation occurring today at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time on August the 25th. It's a meditation for California. So it's taking 10 minutes out of your day, doing your meditation and visualizing healing for California. So if you can do that, that would be really, really, really great. If you can focus on containing the fires, bringing help to those who have lost their homes and businesses, and for those people that are evacuating, and also those people with health issues due to the smoke. Now, that was me in January. I'm an asthmatic, and weeks and weeks of living in the middle of that falling ash and smoke really did a number on my lungs, and it's really taken me about 6 months to get back on track, and a lot of good supplements and healthy living and breathing exercises and you name it. Okay, so meditation 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. if you can, take 10 minutes out of your day and do that visualization for healing and safety and recovery for California in the middle of those wildfires. All right, let's just take a few quick questions on the RNC Convention. All right, where did I put that? I've lost my questions. That's okay. Let's just take a there. The question. Well, first of all, show me the RNC Convention. Show me the RNC Convention. I just keep getting assaulted by that image of Kimberly Guilfoyle shouting like a God knows what, and then the arms outstretched, you know, with this ugly hate type of speech. Horrible. All right. All right. They were high, of course, high on something. All right. All right, let's have a look. Show me the RNC Convention. Show me the RNC Convention. Are people tuning in? What do Republicans think? Conservative Republicans think about all this. What do conservative Republicans think about all this? There's a real disconnect. Okay, so we've got the Sun card, full illumination. That's as the signifier card. Challenged by the Nine of Wands. Sorry, I look, it just, they're trying to hype everything up. They're trying to say everything's okay, everything's brilliant, everything's bright. Of course, they can only talk about what's wrong with America, and they've been the party in power for 4 years. So the happiness, the brightness is being challenged by a party that's in tatters. Okay, that's the signifier card. You'll never guess what's on the base of the pack. The King of Pentacles. Oh dear, oh dear. All right, the High Priestess is in the foundation of the reading. There is so much now that even Republicans in the street don't know. They don't know anything about policy. They don't know anything about the agenda. They don't know anything about the future of the party, and that goes for representatives, congressional representatives as well. There is there is a different plan here that the Trump family have, that they are not being forthcoming, and those that are enabling them are not being forthcoming about this. There is an ulterior plan here that they have. The Two of Pentacles, this is manipulation in the past, but it's also Trump having to walk a tightrope here with Republicans. The Knight of Swords, the harsh truth is upon them, is crowning this reading. It's when I see that Knight of Swords, it's like you can't hold back that energy. Some kind of truth, harsh truth, is going to appear in the future, or has the potential to appear in the future. And they're not going to like that, and they're already weakened here. And we've got the death. Okay, so we've got the death of the Republican Party. Now, what I feel is happening here is that this is a move. This is why the Republican Party maybe even conservative Republicans are defecting. Conservative Republicans will vote for Biden. We've already seen that movement. But I see with this High Priestess, I see a couple of things. I see Trump is not even interested in continuing the Republican Party. It will be the party of Trump. And there would be a name change if he was successful. Later on down the track, it would be the Trump Republican Party, that type of thing. So he's hiding those motives, those ulterior motives, from the larger Republican Party. But something else is happening too. Something else is happening. And that is the ending of the Trump presidency here, the death card in the immediate future. All right, so we have partisanship, rank partisanship in the here and the now, but we also have the Seven of Pentacles because it's not working. And this is like the Putin energy with the serpent eating its tail. It has nowhere to go. Looks like there's monetary loss here. People, again, not donating. And as I said last week, I thought there was going to be something else come out this week about Trump's profiting again even more than what we knew before, because we have the profiteering card here in the hopes and fears. So this is about taking the Republican Party, making it the Trump Republican Party. There could even be, if he was successful, a name change. That might come up. He might say the Republican Party should be called the Trump Republican Party. He may even say something like that, because that's his plan, and it is a profiteering monetary thing here. The Page of Wands is only a page. This is a very naive and small political movement. It's a movement that doesn't really, isn't able to rise to the occasion. But there's also headlines and hearing something. And we have the Tower card. Something else is going to emerge, whether it's this week or next week. And this is around Trump, the president. So, wow. Okay, so fear not. Fear not. Yeah, the voters. Okay, the voters and the Hermit card, introspection. Something else is going to emerge around what he has done in relation to the Republican Party. I feel this is the Republican Party that we're talking about here. Tower card is for the Republican Party. Okay, so this is the party of Trump, but the people aren't having it. The donors aren't having it. They're moving away from Trump. And he will come to, again, like that Putin ending, even if he were to continue with this political strategy, he doesn't have that power to do that, because we've got this the voter card here. This is still a democracy. We have introspection, and this is kind of like America now, walking in the dark, but there's still that light. And we have the Magician and the Two of Wands here. Now I'm talking about Biden here and a new start with this Queen of Cups. So this is the energy that is underneath the question that I asked about Trump and the Republican Party and the convention. So the other question, I'm only going to ask one more question, and that is, because that death card is there, when they handed over their policy platform to Trump, I wondered if there were sections of the Republican Party that people knew 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I wondered if there was a part that are actually wanting him to lose. I wonder if there are Republicans in Congress that want him to lose. Well, we know there are because they're voting for Biden. But is there widespread, I guess, hope that Trump will be defeated? Trump will be defeated because they're not putting up much of a fight. He doesn't make sense. He's really low in the opinion polls. They didn't produce any policies or any vision for what the next 4 years would be like. It doesn't make political sense. So either they know that he's planning on cheating, or they're hoping that he will cheat his way through, or some of them, and it's both, some of them are hoping that he will lose. Let's just have a look. Are some Republicans in the Republican Party hoping that Trump will lose? Yes, and there are more of them than what we think. The review card here, pulling away from the supporting him. These are big donors as well. These are donors that are taking their money away. Challenged by the hope, the star of hope, challenged by like they understand that his dark vision would change America permanently, and that's not going to be good for them to have an autocrat running the country, to have a Putin running the country. They're not going to cede their power over to the smug merchant. Okay, because they don't want anybody interfering with their fortunes, the donors here. So there's some powerful enemies. And this could be also stroking his ego. So he wouldn't know who is an enemy because they are not being forthcoming with him. They feel he's deluded. They're very worried about his mental state here. We could have more coming out with this Page of Cups, more donors coming out and saying we're not funding this campaign. We're talking about the Republicans, and I'm getting a real pull to the donors, but the King of Wands also indicates the legislators. Justice, okay, there's also, oh God, because of the question, there's also this idea that they're hoping that he is brought to justice. There is a justice element here. This is my card for the Democratic Party in the House. They're hoping that the Democrats even keep the House. The Seven of Wands, defending oneself, having to fight back all of these things. This is what has influenced them in this, to want to see the end of this era. We've also got the foreign policy here. There are some conservative Republicans who do not agree with Trump's foreign policy. They do not agree with it. And we also have Russia in the frame as well. So defending also, it's hard for them to defend Trump's relationship with Putin and this illusion, this smoke screens, this, yeah, okay. So what's at the base of the pack? We've got the Death card, endings, and we've got new starts here. So that's the energy running along with the issue and balance. There's going to be the end of this era. As I said, the ashes of the Republican Party. I feel there's going to be a new party formed, moving away from what we've seen in the past. So balance coming. Endings, new starts, balance. Okay, the Republican Party with their conventions, they're shouting in their deranged type of way. So I feel that they are, with that Death card, they're hoping that Trump won't be re-elected. I did get a pull to the donors, and I'm also getting a pull to some people in Congress. So will the Republican Party survive? And then I'll leave it there. Will the Republican Party survive Trump? Will the Republican Party survive Trump? Will the Republican Party survive Trump? I'm just getting a pull to the litigation and the court cases the Trumps will be fighting in the future. It'll break them. There won't be much left of that Trump dynasty by the time justice is finished with them. All right, so will the Republican Party survive? Will the Republican Party survive? There'll always have to be a conservative. We've got Biden here. So the King of Cups, Biden. The challenge here is the ending here, the ending of something. Not the death of Biden, no. Let's keep going. The Wheel of Fortune, something changing. We've got giving and receiving help. This is a new Republican Party springing up out of, or another iteration that has united behind Biden. I keep thinking about the Lincoln Project may morph into a new party. This is where I'm feeling this is heading. So we have the Nine of Cups, breakthroughs, wish fulfillment, victory. Right now we've got the Devil there in the here and now, and we're challenged by loss, the loss of the walking away, Republicans leaving their own party because of Trump, and that knowledge that he is the spy in the camp. And we've got both the King and Queen of Cups. There will be a new iteration of the Republican Party born out of the loss post-Trump and the disappointment that has been left. And this disappointment will be quick. Once he loses, once his presidency ends, we've got both the King and the Queen of Cups here. So let's have a look. The ending of something. Show me the ending of something. Ah, yes, I can see. So this benign rulership is challenged by the ending. So the Republican Party could have even been more like the King of Cups in the past, but it has been it's ending. That the Republican Party as we knew it is ending or has ended. But there is something new coming out of this. Show me this death card for the Republican Party. Yeah, complete and utter downfall, and then some kind of new start, new leader coming forward, and trying to actualize something back into reality. But there's just huge wounds, huge defeat. Why? Because of the truth. Okay, so interesting. It's got a rocky road ahead of it, and my feeling is that it will have to be rebirthed or renewed in this kind of energy, rather than the King of Pentacles. So a long way at the base of the pack, a long way for the Republicans to go. And of course, this was the challenge around their convention. So we've come full circle. There was the sun, and the challenge was that. Okay. All right. So no wonder they're uniting behind Biden, because what else can they do? What else can they do? All right. So ultimately, what will be left will be this shell of QAnon type people. The Republican Party, as I've said, may even morph into something else like the Lincoln Party. Anyway, we'll leave that there. And any time that you want to know whether there is a future for the Republican Party, just play Kimberly Guilfoyle's speech, and you know that energy is dark, and it's the serpent eating the serpent. It's not going anywhere. All right. Thank you for tuning in.